With 2023 beckoning and the election frenzy in the country becoming more stronger each day, politicians are increasingly becoming visible, making more and more promises.
Primary education from grade 1 to grade 7 must be provided completely free.
Every village, in 3 years, there will be a ball in Orana solar.
Patinongopinda chinhu chekutanga kukudzorera pamakasiwa na Mugabe. Toda kudzorera maticha kwavaiva kwokuti ticha aizikanwa semunhu aitenga zikoti zheadmaster nenyaya yokuti anga ane udzamu nejiginiki.
But are these promises going to be fulfilled? The electorate is pondering on who to vote for in the council, parliamentary, and even presidential election. We bring you the candidate, where we interrogate their plans, their manifestos, their programs, to make sure that we give you information to make a choice.
In 2023, Zimbabwe is going for another general elections. And judging from the events in the country, it seems as if elections were held last year. Politicians and their followers in Zimbabwe seems as if every day is an election day. Are we ever going to have a time where we talk about development, about the financial issues, about day-to-day bread and butter issues that affect individuals? But there is nothing that we can do. And as you know, 2023, Zimbabwe is going to go to yet another election. And as usual, it is election time. This is the time where we also invite political leaders within the country to come and share their views with the electorate so that people will decide on their own who is the best candidate to vote for. And today we have invited a man who needs no introduction. He has been in the political field for a very, very long time. Despite his age, he has been within the ruling party and left. How he left is the issue for another day. But today he is leading another political outfit. The man that I'm talking about is Godfrey Tsenengamu. Godfrey Tsenengamu, my brother, thank you very much for accepting our invite.
Thank you so much, my brother, for inviting me. Hello, Zimbabwe. How are you?
First and foremost, as a political outfit, are you going to contest in the election, assuming that the date has been declared?
Yeah, I think as a political party, we have committed ourselves that we are going to field candidates at various levels.
Yes.
Who may not be under the banner of the political party per se.
Okay.
Because we are working on an arrangement that we have termed the third way, which is a coalition of progressive minds coming from diverse political backgrounds. So we are just waiting for the authorities to proclaim the date of the general election. Then the third way, as it were, will also then come out and tell Zimbabweans how we are going to manage everything going forward. But what we can tell Zimbabweans is members of our party, the Front for Economic Emancipation in Zimbabwe, including myself, are also going to be candidates in the 2023 election. Myself, as an example, I'm also going to stand as a member of parliament in one of the constituents who have access to all the systems, all the resources and everything. So we are waiting for the proclamation of the dates of the general elections. Then we are going to go out in full force.
Do you think having elections is the best way forward to solve especially the economic challenges that we are facing as a country? There's a school of thought from the likes of Morgan Comich from the Movement for Democratic Change, Trangra MDCT, where they are saying, let's not go for elections, let's form a government of national unity, and then we concentrate on the economic side.
I don't think that the one side, our problems requires to be dealt party, that elections are necessary at this stage, so that those who go before us, those who lead Zimbabwe, will be having that mandate from the people. There is no basis to have the government of national unity before people have gone for an election, because those people won't be having any mandate from me anyway. I agree, yes, to the fact that Zimbabwe needs a government of national unity where people come together, work together, set aside their differences, and deal with the bread and butter issues. But that can only be dealt with after elections, which is why from the onset I was saying our aim is that no single political party must get an outright majority in parliament, mustn't get 50+1% in the first round, so that that situation forces Zimbabweans to come together and find common ground and work on the bread and butter issues affecting Zimbabweans. Because I am of the belief that for as long as we continue to be a divided house, we are not going to be able to conquer the challenges that we face as a people. So my difference with my brother Morgan Komichi and their party is basically on the timing of when the GNU must come in. I know a lot of people would say, why do you want a GNU? We want to get rid of this party. We want to get... Yes, you can do that. But we don't have to be emotional when we are dealing with such critical issues as governance. You need every hand on the deck. You need everyone on board. This is one thing that I suggested to President Mnangagwa after the general election in 2018. I said to him, find a way of bringing Nelson Chamisa and the other guys on board, because you cannot afford to have 2.1 million people against you for the whole 5-year term, because those people won't be in your support. They will be resisting any initiative that you'll be doing. So for as long as there is no view, and my position is that we must talk about a GNU after the election, after we have made sure that no single party gets a 2/3 majority, so that they don't force through their legal agenda without the consent of others, and no one has got the 50+1% to form a government, so that Zimbabweans find each other and work together.
You brought up an interesting point where you said you suggested to President Mnangagwa that bring in Nelson Chamisa because he has commanded quite a number of, it has garnered quite a number of votes, 2 million plus. What was his response?
No, he just promised to look into it. He said, no, I've heard you and I'll look into it. I said, no, that's okay. Because at the end of the day, the buck stops with him. He is the authority, he's the man in charge. All you can do is to bring in your suggestions and your views.
Probably the fact that he is not, he's still looking into it. But then we saw after the elections where you formed a political actors dialogue, POLAD, where all presidential candidates that contested with him came together, sit on the same table, have tea and discuss development. From your own point of view, have you ever seen something concrete from political actors, the presidential candidates that contested, to say, well, the things that they've shared with us in the media are progressive?
No, in my view, the whole arrangement has been a total failure and a total flop. They have not produced anything significant or tangible that we can point at. But having said that, all I want to say is, from my point of view, the initiative or the motive to bring all political players together to discuss things in the national interest was a very good thing. I know that certain quarters would say, why would you want others to work with you, and that if you were, because you would have claimed that you have won. But what I can say is, for any country to progress, for any home, for any family to progress, there has to be harmony. People have to work together despite their differences. So I think the initiative itself was a very noble idea, though it was badly implemented. And I always said it was going to be right if all the candidates had maybe attended the first meeting, then try to push through their views, their agendas and everything. And if they were not going to be welcomed in terms of their ideas or whatever that they were trying to push for, then they had every reason to say, no, we are pulling out, than for anyone to say from the onset, no, we are not going to be part of this. Because I think be the issues of electoral reforms, they should have been pushed through that platform, including parliament. They be issues of security sector reforms, the judicial reforms, they should have been pushed through that. Even if one was not going to participate in the real governance of the country, but that was going to be a useful platform in pushing through critical issues for the benefit of Zimbabweans and also in preparation for the election that was going to come.
You're talking about critical issues. I want to refer you back to where you were in the ruling party. As youth, and you were also a youth leader then, you could also sit, discuss, you have meetings, obviously, with the top leadership within the political party. Do you guys, as the youth, also put critical issues on the table and discuss and implement them when you were in the ruling party? That also these people, like from the POLAD, where they are also failing to do the same. Were you doing that?
Personally, I did that.
No, I don't want to personalize it.
No, I have to respond
on
both the capacities as an individual and also as a leader.
Yeah.
If you go to my Facebook page during that time, I raised critical issues about the need to bring Zimbabweans together. It's there. About need to bring genuine healing among Zimbabweans, because Zimbabweans is a divided country. And given that scenario, it's going to be difficult for Zimbabwe to progress. I also brought issues of land redistribution from a minority to the majority. I also blocked the passage of a proposal to have the presidential age limit, a requirement being raised to 52. I stood up as a youth leader and said, no. I also raised the critical issues about indigenization. How Mtuli was more like a front for the capital, taking away everything from the indigenous people, giving it to foreigners. So those are some of the examples of issues that I raised, even in the meetings and even on social media, to a point that at one point I was summoned to say, come and explain the issues that you are posting on social media. Okay. Why did I go to social media? It was because there was no conducive platform in the party to push through those ideas. There is no room for constructive criticism within that party. So I said, how do I go about it? Then I had to use my social media platform. So I posted the letter some weeks ago.
I saw it, yes.
I think you saw it.
Yes.
Where I said I was summoned because I was throwing critical and sensitive issues that I thought should have been discussed within the party. But because those issues ran against the interests of the elders in the party, they would not allow us to discuss such. I would give an example of my colleague, my former colleague, Tendai Chirao. At one point in the briefing with the president, he raised a very critical issue about the performance of Kirst Coventry as a youth minister. And what did the president do? He was rebuffed in that meeting. He was told to sit down.
Okay.
And what did he do? He had to freeze and say, no, chef, I'm sorry, chef, I'm sorry. Despite raising a critical issue, which is affecting young people in Zimbabwe. So what then happens next is after myself and Matutu went out to attack corrupt leaders, we had agreed even with Chirao and the other members in the national executive. Some of the information that we also brought to the public, they also gave us. They were part of it. But when they noted that the leadership was against, what did they do? They ran for dear life because they wanted to save their skin in the party.
Okay.
So this is the problem with the ZANU PF, which is why the majority of them have been coming to me and say, the leadership is saying, come back. And I said, no, I cannot. Because you don't have room for divergent views.
Probably they've created that
there is never such an arrangement. All they want to do is to find people whom they think that can help them to campaign and win votes. It's not because they want to accommodate divergent views. Even in your family, the Tafumane family, you all don't agree on everything every day, but you remain a family. So this is the challenge that you see in the majority of our political parties, that you either have to accept to be whipped into line, or you find yourself chugged out. So in my case, I was sitting pretty good. I was a national political commissar, a central committee. I had a very good salary. During that time, the salary that I got, I could even afford to pay 2 or 3 doctors.
Okay.
At that moment, yes, if I had brought the pay slip, I would have shown you.
Okay.
I was sitting pretty good to a point that I had no reason to speak out. But I said, no, I cannot continue to pretend that everything is well because all is well for me. My brother, my sister, my nephew, Masawirangu and everyone, they are not living good because they don't have access to opportunities. I am the only one in the whole clan who has got access to ED, access to every minister, access to anything. But if I'm to die today, what's going to happen to my kids? What's going to happen to my brother who relies on me? So it was a matter of my conscience, how to me to say, no, you cannot continue on this path. So all those comrades you see in ZANU PF who are quiet, it's not because they don't realize that what they are doing is wrong.
Okay.
But they know that if you lose table manners, you'll be chucked out. In the same way that I was chucked out because I lost table manners. You are not allowed to speak mukomata fumani uri patafura kana uchidya unofanira kunyarara. So ini ndakaita problem yekutaurisa ndiri patafura. Ndokubva ndaruwa bhutsu.
Okay. You talked about Zimbabweans are divided.
Sure.
Who is to blame? Is it the political leaders? Is it the church leaders? Is it just within us as Zimbabweans that we don't sit and agree? If you have divergent views, your opinion differs from mine, we become enemies. We has created that environment.
What I'm going to say, my brother, won't sit well with a number of people.
Okay.
But I have to say this. The problem that we have is the political and governance system that we use is the reason we find ourselves in this mess. Even if we get rid of ZANU PF today, we are not going to be united. Even if we get rid of Triple C in urban areas, things are not going to change.
Okay.
I'll tell you why. Vamtukudzi vakati kusvipa hakupedzi chinonhuhwa.
Yes.
We have to get rid of the political and governance system that we are using. We can change parties, sezvatinongoita mapamba evana, but we will remain in this mess. Let me explain why. Because I am a FIS member and a FIS leader, you are a Musoro member and a Musoro leader. This one, that one belongs to a certain party. We are already divided. The party-based system of governance is the reason why Zimbabweans are divided. Because it is the business of political parties to divide people.
Okay.
I have to talk to this one and mobilize this person from you, and that person joins me and starts hating you.
Okay.
And start despising you. The divisions have already started. So for as long as we continue to use the party-based system of governance, Zimbabweans will never be united. Because even if your party does good, my party must say no good thing about your achievements. We must find every word to say you have done everything. We want a chance to get into power. So the only way for us to get into power is not to, we mustn't be seen present and put doubts in the minds of the people to say, continue to use the party-based system of governance. Zimbabweans will never be united. Zimbabweans will never get out of poverty. Why? Because to a certain party, you'll be chucked out of your land because you don't, then you are said to be a sellout. If a member of the Triple C is seen having drinks with a member from ZANU, by does. So this is the challenge of defending their own. Because if you belong to FIS and you are attacked, we don't take it as an attack on you. We take it as an attack on the party that you represent. And the party that you represent must then come in and defend you and say, we have to defend the party. We have to deal with this one later, but the party is important. So we are not going to be able to eradicate corruption for as long as we continue to use the party-based system of governance. We are never going to be a united people for as long as we continue to use the party-based system of governance. We are never going to have quality leaders. Why do I say so? For as long as you are triple C, even usina cha unoziva, ukangomira mtown, unowina. Because people don't look at you as an individual on your capabilities. They look at the jacket that you are wearing.
Yes.
Ukaenda kumusha, usina kana cha unoziva, so long ukangowina primary as ZANU PF. Watopinda. Saka, hakuna development ichaitika mZimbabwe for as long as we continue to use the party-based system of governance. Imimi mukoma mukapinda. Party yenyu iri kunobvisa vanhu vese vari in the critical positions. Moisa venyu. Anditi muri kunzwa. Maisa venyu vamwe vacho havana kana institutional memory.
Havana grade 7.
Havana, but because they are loyal to your party.
And they are vocal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You have to give them certain critical assignments. And what's going to come out of that? Nothing. So the part, I'll tell you, my brother, we can bring in anyone from anywhere and say, tapinza party akati and ichi. Party iyoyo mkoma. Ichango continue ichiita, jaitwa nevakanga varipo, because they are using a system which is bad. Pataka visa Rhodesian front. ZANU PF ichipinda. They inherited my systems. A Rhodesian front. Perfected them to their advantage. And to this day, at Sikona Msiano where Rhodesia, where Rhodesian front, ne ZANU PF. Because we continue to use the same political and governance systems. Mukapinda mkoma, party yenyu inofanira kuisa majaji ayo. Inofanira kuisa maambassador ayo. Inofanira kuisa mapemsec ayo. Even vasina cha vanoziva, muchibvisa nevamwe vane institutional memory, vane experience, vane expertise. But because you think they worked with a certain party, they must get out. The other thing is the party-based system of governance. Ekaipira pakuti inokonzeresa ma-policy inconsistencies and uncertainties. If you were an investor looking at the current environment, you are not sure whether to come in or not. Because you think, maybe ZANU ichadzoka, maybe Triple C ichapinda, but vakapinda, what are their business policies? Because atina ma national policies, when a party gets into power, inotakura ma policies ayo from their manifesto and bring them into government. And force those policies on the people. Okay. Because they have won an election. So that also affects business because there is no certainty. There will be a lot of inconsistencies because even if you a business person, mukange mchishana ne urumende iripo. ZANU ikanzia biswa power. Moto ziva kuti zvenyu zvadhakwa.
Okay.
So in any, despite kuti ZANU has failed, they failed to my towns, they Triple C, MDC, and everything. In I'll tell you, Mkoma, good issue, Secretary of Antrikita Pano. Despite the fact that Kutin, Drogon and Gitaura, Jinem Soro, Jisina, Kuru Jinem Soro, Mukaterera pa my comments, because I'm not ZANU, the ZANU will be attacking me. Because I'm not Triple C, the Triple C will be attacking me. Because I'm this MDC, the MDC will go in the attack. Because it's not coming from one of their own. Mbava ye ZANU imbava kuneve Triple C ne fees but kana iri mZANU ingirozi mbava ye Triple C imbava yakataswa nevanhu veZANU but kana ari Triple C zvinonzi ingirozi.
But it looks like it is the political leaders that are manipulating the minds of their followers. We have seen, just for an example, where an opposition party like yourself, like Face, is attacked by another opposition party. You know, another opposition party attacking another opposition party, another opposition party. And who are these people? Forget about the followers. It is the leaders of those political parties that starts doing that.
Let me be frank with you. Business in a political party is to win power. Is to win power. That is the primary objective of any political party. Jekunzi opposition in a ruling, dunya yatiri kutaura division. Anditi muri kundinzwa. Inini, if MDC does something chiri wrong, and isungirwe kuva supporter because MDC opposition. Party. The way I attack ZANU-PF for its failures, I must be free to attack another political party or formation for the wrong things that they do.
Yes.
I'm not obliged to say if a certain party which is not in power does wrong things, then we must ignore that.
No, okay, my point is, Tsenengamu, assuming I'm the ruling party, then you attack me for the wrong things that I'm doing.
Yeah.
Then there is another opposition political party which is not happy that you are attacking me. That's why my question is, how then do you oppose him when you are opposing me as the ruling party?
No, it's okay. No, look at it this way. The views and positions of political parties differ from one party to the other. I am a socialist.
Okay.
I am a socialist. This one could be a capitalist or a neoliberal. If you attacking ZANU-PF doesn't make you a saint. You have your own weaknesses. There are certain things that you are doing in the wrong way. So we cannot say because you are not ZANU-PF, then we don't have to attack you. We are not attacking you as a party that we dislike you, but we are attacking the wrong things that you are doing.
Okay.
I must accept criticism, even when I'm not in power. Because being not in power doesn't mean that I'm a saint and holy.
Okay.
Yeah. We all do wrong things. Even in ZANU-PF, there are certain things that they do correctly. We in the opposition, there are certain things that we do wrongly. And we must be criticized as such. Which is why I'm telling you, my brother, that for as long as we continue to maintain the party-based system of governance, we are not going to be able to hold each other to account. Because if I'm in ZANU-PF, I'm not supposed to attack somebody within ZANU-PF because they are from a party. If I'm in the opposition, I will be labeled a ZANU-PF agent if I attack Nelson Chamisa. So this is the problem with the party-based system of governance. I personally, if I were to have my way, my brother, I would advocate for the disbandment and abolishment of the party-based political and governance system. I would want to vote for you based on your personal capabilities to deliver. I'll give you an example. Look at the likes of Nkosana Moyo. If people were going to listen to him, he was talking sense in 2018. But because he was not ZANU-PF, he was not in the MDC alliance, he lost dismally. But if you are going to look at the ideas that he was championing, they were making sense more than the ED or the Chamisa.
But why
this is the problem.
Why then, as political leaders, would not take someone as Nkosana and say, my brother, can you come and work with
No, because they don't belong to my party.
Yes, I know they don't belong to your party. But because you have seen that their ideas are progressive, I have one. Can you come, we sit on the table and take Zimbabwe forward?
No, the problem is there are certain people who are straightforward, who are objective. Leaders have a tendency of wanting to surround themselves with bootlickers.
And yes men.
Yes men and loyalists. So this is what is happening. And maybe because you'd be of the opinion that you would not be a yes man or a yes woman, you may not be comfortable having that person around you. So we continue to lose the best brains because they don't lead a popular political party, or they don't belong to a certain party that has got so and so areas as their strongholds. Look at it this way. Changirai lost to Kenneth Manyonda in 2000 in Buyera because he went to contest in a rural area which is a ZANU-PF stronghold. He lost. Despite the fact that maybe he had the best ideas in terms of how Zimbabwe has to move forward. But because Aingon's Changirai Mtenges, Mukaona Dakota Rauya Paita Mtenges, people would not want to associate with him because he's an opposition member. and doesn't belong to ZANU.
Look
Look at it this way. Even ED. Akaro aizvambaradzwa na Blessing Chebundo. Aizvambaradzirwe because I belong to the wrong party mu area isiriyo. Izvozvi tendai bita akabuda munoma akaenda kuDarwin kunomirawo. Hamumbomuziva kuti ndiye aiwina nema thousands anonorikitwa because apinda mu wrong terrain. Where ZANU PF akabvawo, the best that you can think in ZANU PF. Akabvawo kumusha akauya mutauni. Anorohwa mudenga.
Sakatona vamwe vekuzanu vanga vachimbocontesta muma-urban area.
Vakutiza
vachienda kumusha.
Because vanoda zvakapfava, they know kuti vanhu vari kumusha vanongofunga kuti uku ndo kwedu kweZANU PF. Ndokusaka even havasi chete vezanu vari kutizawo matowns vachienda kumusha. MDC kana Triple C takaona vamwe vakatiza kumusha vachiya kunopinda mumatowns because chavari kuziva ndechekuti hatisi kuvhoterwa based on the ideas that we push. We are being voted because our party is popular in a certain area. Izvozvi ndine vamwe vanga vari kunditi nothenari uziva kuti kana uchida kutoita MP ka enda unotaura naChamisa umire neTriple C zvauri kutaura zviri right but tiketi rako. So this is the problem. Yekuti vanhu vanenge vachiti jaketi ravakapfeka sandiro. Ndinokupai example yavachinga Duve. He did wonders kuBulawayo kwavakambomirawo. Uchiti ukapinda vanhu vaitaura kuti but mudhara ari kushanda but hey bache rake mani ZANU atide ZANU. So all I'm saying is for as long as we continue to use the party-based system of governance, we are not going anywhere, my brother. We'll go in circles. Because even if another party comes in, all they will do is to put in place systems that make sure that they consolidate their hold to power.
Let's go back to 2008, 2009, where we had the formation of the GNU, Government of National Unity.
Yeah.
Was it the best for Zimbabweans? Did it work, now considering that we had now two political parties and leaders, at least working together? Looking back and then, before and after, what is your view? Do you think then...
Looking at the 2009 to 2013 GNU, it was a necessary evil at that moment. It was more like a painkiller. But paida kuti vanhu after they had taken that painkiller vochigadzirisa masystems akafa anoita kuti even zvinhu zviende mberi mangwana. But vanhu vapinda muGNU vakuvhurirwa madhoo, vane mabenzi, vane maaids. They forgot their mission in the GNU. They could not even push through electoral reforms. Vaiva nema ministries, constitutional, whatever, and what they could not push through anything. Why? Because vanga vakutapirwa nepower. Hapana munhu anga achadzokera paHarvest House. Vanhu vanga vakugara kumunhu mutapa vachidya tunopfawirira vamuekoni. They forgot kuti vauya kunodii muGNU. ZANU PF mukungwara kwayo ndokubva yaona kuti no timu ratovarairwa, ndokubva vatumaka Jealous Mawarire kunoisa application yekukumbira maelections vachiziva kuti no timu iri ratorivara muground ravarairwa. Ndokusaka ZANU PF Mugabe akanowana almost 61% muna 2013. That was a free and fair election than mamwe esa atakaona. Even if you ask variko vanokuti ndesaka vana biti vakazobuda vakupopotana na Changirai vakubreka because vakanga varohwa vakavarairwa vakanganwa kuti vane donzo ravaifanira kuzadzisa vapinda memwe. So in the way I'm also advocating for a GNU, it's not to say it's the best, but in our current scenario, it's one of those painkillers that we must take to stop the bleeding that is going on. But tine donzo rei, inini I'll tell you mkoma. Inini angudofungira kuti we must collapse completely the political and governance systems that we have completely. People, when we are talking about changing a system, kubvisa ZANU PF hakusi kuchinja system. Tinofanira kutodzokera kudzosa zvinhu kuma amunoti mafactory settings. Kuchaga kuti, what is the best model of governance that can work? I was looking at my governance models in Switzerland. You can research. You have not constitutional democracy, where people are elected from more like provinces, where you elect Tafumane, Tsenengamu, Wouya, into more like a national executive council. Vaine equal powers. Will form a national executive council where the presidency rotates.
Okay.
This time ndimi Tafumane Murkuva, Kumanikaland, vice wenyu Tsenengamu Arukuva Kuma Central. The next time ndingana arikuva kumashingo na vice waka arikuva tichi rotate ma cabinet positions.
Okay.
Ma decisions anoitwa imomo ari by consensus. Tichikava ma areas as kwete izvi zvokunzi kana iri nguva yemazezuru ndeyemazezuru, kana yanguva yemakaranga chachinhu chedu taakufanira kuchivharira. Hakuna mukoma kwatinoenda nenyika yakadaro, and hakuna kwatinoenda tine structure yatinayo yekuti a single person holds executive of authority yekuitira ma decisions 15 million people ari one anogona kukudza emese kuti no muZimbabwe maakutoitika hondo or ndakutotuma masoja kunofa ari ni individual. Hakuna, we must get rid of such a
but
system.
How are we going to get rid of that with the caliber of politicians that we have right now from both the ruling and the opposition? Because from what you have said, it also means even varim opposition, it's not for the people by the people. Vakatongopinda chete, we have seen kuvarero kwavanoita vakutojikawo. Do you think iwewe ukapinda, are you going to implement zvauri kutiudza nhasi or unenge wakutojikobva watovarero? Kana inini kuti ndizokufonera kana Tsenengamu ndinge ndisakwanisira kuti kopaipa yatakambotaura wani. Is it the caliber of leaders that we have currently that are, want to take Zimbabwe forward? Because
dauti muone nyaya yemukoma. Chekutanga ini ndaidya kai
astireke
ndichidya mukoma. Aiwa ndakagara zvisingaiti. I had a brand new car yanga yakatengwa nakuda. Inonzi gauge yangu yefuel yanga yakafira kuna F
kufu.
Ndoka munoti kufu kuna F kwekwe ndoka yanga yakafira yaisauya uko. I could get 1,000 liters or 2,000 liters coupons per month. Salary yangu ndo yandambotaura.
Yes.
Zvekuti dai ndaida kuzvifunga dai ndakanyarara mukoma. Because zvinodzingisa muZANU ndozviziva.
Okay.
Because I was a national political commissar, I was a central committee member. Mukatarisa pa page rangu re Facebook, musi wa 31 January pandaita press conference, ndakataura inini kuti it's either we are going to pay a price for fighting the cartels or we are going to pay a price for smiling at them. But I choose to fight. I knew that I was going to pay a price. I knew.
Okay.
Even matutu ndakamuudza kuti shamwari tine zvinhu 4 or 5 zvichaitika kwatiri. Zvikanzi ndezvipi? Ndikati 1 musi weMonday basa panenge pasisina. Because taakuno ataka paymaster.
Okay.
Vanhu vataakuno ataka ava ndo vari kuisa mari black market vobhena mari vounza imwe yacho kupati. So once we attack them, mota dzatiri kudrive ndo vakatenga tikutorerwa. And ndo vane ma V8 anodrivwa nepolitibhuru ichagara pasi kutarisa nyaya yedu. Saka tichasuspendwa oro tichadzingwa. Tichasungwa kana kuurayiwa oro zvese zvakadaro zvichaitika. Are you ready? Akati no, I am ready. Akati no, let's go. Because if we don't do this, the price ichabhadharwa nevana vedu will be much bigger than the one we are supposed to pay.
And painful.
So let's pay this for the sake of those who are going to come after us. So we sacrificed the comfort that we had. Hatina kudzingwa zvekunzi takanga tisingazive kuti no ndo zvaakunoitika. Dai ndaisada kudzingwa mukoma pandakanzi vana mati madanda vakatishedza vakati kwanzi nevakuru kumbirei regerero muende kuchitepo mudii. Ndikati handisi kuda. Ine handidi. Kana ndichienda kuchitepo ndikuenda ndiri lecturer. Because you cannot tell me kuti because I've attacked corruption then I must go for ideological reorientation. Ideology yamurira kundonditicha ndeye kuti kudii. So inini mukoma I'm one person. Handidi kuzviridzira bhero. But chandinongoziva ndechekuti I try as much as I can to look at my interests evamwe. mukoma ndakasangana nevidhiyo ya mukoma wangu Dexter Nduna vachigwadama so vachiti ndivotereiwo. And I said to myself, why would Nduna do this? Is it about kuda kunoseva ma-interest evanhu or kune zvaari kuendera kuparliament? Because Nduna is a sitting MP. Kana ane basa raakaita for the past 5 years, ndiro raimufanira kumugwadamira pamberi pevanhu, rotaura nevanhu kuti track record yake ndeiyi. Aifanira kungoti zvandakaita munozviziva. Kana muchitidzosera kana kusandidzosera zvakwamuri. But ukaona murume mukuru kugwadama, it shows kuti kuparliament kwamuri kumutuma haasi kuendera ma-interest enyu, ane zvake zvaari kuendera ikoko. But because vanhu vedu vanoda kutengerwa mazepi, mukanzwa madzimai ese aiti watopinda vanenge vatengerwa zvimakendikepu, mazepi nemapeps. Like what I saw in Mount Darwin South, where I come from. MP who has been sitting anonzi Kabozo akaenda nekalori kanga kakazara mapeps nemabhisho $1 for 2 nhasi because waakuda kuvhoterwa zvakare. But some 5 or 7 kilometers away from his homestead kune chikoro chamakaona chichitenderera cheuswa cheche mapeps nemadrinks. So izvozvi zvimukoma hazvisi kuitwa kuZANU chete. Ndakaona mukoma wangu vahwende vakuposta paTwitter vari kukuwadzana kuvachimiring than anyone else. So Zimbabweans, are we that dull that we cannot see through all these guys are trying to do?
But Imimi,
so coming to the question that you asked me, inini mukoma, I'm standing as an MP, most probably as an independent person. And sikuda party inondudza kuti 10 left 10 right. Vanhu vakandituma ndo vandoda kuti vandiudze kuti 10 left 10 right. Because if I stand on a party ticket, handisi kunoita zvido zvevanhu, ndiri kunoita zvido zveparty yandimirira, because ine right yekunyora tsamba kuna Minister of Local Government kuti mudzoseisa councillor haachamirira ma-interest edu, or tamu withdrawer sa MP because he's no longer fronting our interests. So, Wongo, I'm a leader of a political... I can tell you, Mkoma, we can have 100 parties. We can have whatever that we can come up with. But for as long as system yedu ye governance isina kuchinja, vanhu vatichanosarudza havasi kuenda kunomirira zvido zvevanhu. They pay allegiance to their political parties first before they serve the interests of those who had voted them into power. Ukarasana na Mnangagwa anongoudza Obet Mpofu kuti nyora tsamba ekuraura ani, anonyora tsamba ekutaura kuti nganata withdraw. Ukangorasana nema interests a leader wako angave chamisa uro Tsenengamu, anonyora tsamba ku parliament uri ku council kuti tamu withdraw. So people will be forced to front my interests kwete evanhu vakavavhotera, but ema political parties anenga avatumira. So inini I have said, I'm going to stand as an independent candidate, and I'm going to support an independent presidential candidate. I'm not going to support a candidate anofranda my interests a political party, because after tafoma party atakafoma in the front for economic emancipation in Zimbabwe, I can tell you Mkoma kuti wagara, you now have that opportunity chekutarisa kuti zvatuda kubudisa nezvatiri kuita zvinonobuda here. I'll tell you Mkoma kuti hakuna socialism inobuda inotungamirwa ne political party. Izvo political party kuti ende kuma election, ZANU PF yakaunganidza 150 million yekuno win election. 150 million yoiwana kupi from vanhu vachazoda kupiwa mines gold, ma mines diamond. So chevanhu chevanhu makepi, mazambia, mabantana nemascarf ndo chevanhu ichocho. So inofanira kuchaga funding iri serious. But funding yoyo comes with my conditions. And my conditions, while in most cases, they work against the interests of the general person in the street. So in any, I'm going to stand as an independent. I'm going to support other independent candidates in other constituencies, in other words, and support an independent president. All they want now to do is to pay back for the to the people who have been with them.
You know, for one to just be a member of parliament, a councillor, you are supposed to be a Zimbabwean, a registered voter, and over 21 years. Do you think we need to add other things like academic qualifications? Why do I say so? We have seen people like going to the local authorities, a councillor who is a chairperson of, for example, a finance committee. But if you look at their academic background, they can't add 1 + 1. But they are sitting on a budget of a city or a town. Do you think we can get the best results from such kind of a person? Why do I say that? Don't you think, in as much as we want people to represent us, academic qualifications and professionals should also be added for one to be elected to go to parliament?
Okay, Mkoma, again, you don't have to be with any qualification to be a good leader.
Okay.
You can have your degrees, your doctorates, and whatever that you can call them, but still be a bad leader.
Yeah, okay, Tsenengamu, let me put it this. Don't we supposed to have a basic?
No, let's look at it this way.
Yeah.
Mugabe was the most educated president in Africa in his time. What do you say about his leadership? What do I say about leadership? What does the person who is watching this video say about his leadership? Is it really about you having professional qualifications to be a good leader? You can have your degree and be a thief. Leadership is you can have your degree and not be accessible to the people. When you have your doctorate, it doesn't mean what I can say now is maybe we have to redefine my roles in leadership.
Yeah.
Kuti councillor basarake nderei. MP basarake nderei. Rema technocrats nderipi. Ndokusaka ndati for as long as Mkoma tiri kutera the current political and governance systems that kushandisa mu Zimbabwe, zvese zvatingazame kuisa zvokuisa level of education pana councillor, pana MP, pana president, pana nani, kuzora lipstick padatya, it's not going to change anything. Because for as long as leaders are going to be elected, you can elect munu anoenda aine qualification yake, but anokutambaya ariko because makamvotera kwete nekuti ane moyo wekushandira vanhu, asi nekuti ane degree or ane 5 O levels or ane A level or ane PhD. So inini ndoda kutaura izvi Mkoma, leadership moyo wemunhu.
Okay.
Kana usina moyo unonzwira vanhu, usinganzwisise kuti leadership is an opportunity to serve, not to amass wealth for yourself, not to position your tribesmen, not to position your clansmen, not to position your brothers and siblings. Even ukaita degree rako, you won't be a good leader. So what I'm saying to Zimbabweans is, let's go back to the political and governance systems that we are using.
Okay.
And find a way of dealing with those. Then we will be able Mkoma kuti kana tikasarudza councillor tinoziva kuti basa rake ndeiri, is accountable kuvanhu, haadini, haadai. Mukoma, for as long as tine ndiri kukutaurirai zvatinazvo izvi, tinogona kuchinja mazeki commissioners. For example, let's bring vanofighta corruption. But for as long as vachinzi vanono interviewa kuparliament kune maparties ane mainterests, vachizonoendeswa kuna president anorepresenta mainterest eparty, anosarudza from a panel or a list, hapana kwatiri kuenda mukoma. We are going in rounds. For as long as zvichinzi majaji anozonodanzi napresident achidini, a president who represents partisan interests, a president who was elected on a party ticket, that president will continue to make decisions that best suits my interests, a party yavo. Inini, I would want to have a president who doesn't represent any political party.
Okay.
A president who looks at a Zimbabwean as a Zimbabwean. A president who looks at someone and say, this person is Zimbabwean, he deserves to get a farm. Uyo haasi kugona kunyamba ari wefamu yedu, ngatimudamburirei. Uyo haasi kugona kumaina mining, ngatitei zvakati. Uyo haasi kugona kugadzira maroads, tender iyi ngatipei ngana. Not on party affiliation. Mukangoisa chete mukoma munhu anolida party, zivai kuti zvese zvaachaita is not in the best interest of the generality of the people, but it's in the best interest of the political party that they represent.
Looking at the first and the second republic, the first under the late President Mugabe, and now the second under the leadership of President Emmerson Mnangagwa, is there much difference? Is the lives of the people improved from the first, the second, or it is deteriorated? In comparing the two, what are the results that you've seen?
Mukoma, you may pose that question to me, but what I can tell you is Dumburenyu has got the response. Dumbure munhu ari kuteerera has got the best response. Anozwa zvaiva mudumbu rake muna 2017, anoziva zviri mudumbu rake izvozvi. Anoziva zvaiva muhomwe yake muna 2017, anoziva zviri muhomwe yake as we speak. Zimbabweans know. That is in terms of quality of my livelihoods and everything. In terms of poverty, people have to ask themselves, you don't want Tsenengamu to tell you, wapapi pane zvawakanga uri muna 2017. What do you have? Your sources of income? Simba remari yawinayo muhomwe? Zimbabweans have the best answer. Because ndikataura zvimwe ndinoita sekunge ndine bitterness yekudzingwa kwandakabva. But maZimbabweans ngavatarise homwe dzavo, votarisa matumbu avo, votarisa nzira dzekuwana kwavo upfuma, vapindure kuti zvakanga zviri nani ndezvipi zvaivapo oro zviripo. But chandingade kutaura mukoma ndechekuti hurumende yava Mugabe ine kamwe kakunyara kayaiva nako.
Okay.
In terms yekubvuta iripo inobvuta mukoma. Iri kubvuta iri kubvuta. Like zvandakambotaura the other time ndichiti vana va Mugabe tainetsana nawo hedu panhau yeurombe hwokudhakwa nokumwa wawa, but dzanga dzisiri mbavha. Mukoma, munhu wese akatakura senemu yevakuru vakabata nyika ino, mabvutiro avari kuita anorwadza nyika. Izvozvi pamba penyu pakangonzi pabuda gomba remaini, marotswa okuhope kuti kuseri kwemba uku kune goridhe, vana ivavo vanokunzira mapepa a1982 vasati vazvarwa vachiti ndo pakapegwa maini inoi. Vakutotora. Amai Mugabe ndo havo vakazenge varasika, vakutorawo nemvura yepamazowe dhemu negomo vakuti gomo iri nderangu. But vaMugabe pachavo kuti uvawanire scandal yaunovati vakatora chanhengi vakazodini vakazodai vakadai. as much as ndainetsana nawo kuti mudhara chisiya uri Moses yanguva yaJoshua anditika but in terms yekubvuta aiwa vakanga vasina appetite yegonzo leadership yatinayo izvozvi mukoma yese kusiya kwevashoma vashoma ine appetite yegonzo mukoma zvinoita gonzo rikapinda mumba mako hakuna chinosara rinorova sutu yako yawakapfeka imukoma hembe yekuchechi inoruma yoruma tambo dzinoenda kuTV yoruma kona yetable inoruma magumbeza yako iwe wacho yakarara usati zvekurara chingwa inorova chibage inorova nzungu inorova dovi inorova maplastiki inorova iwe wacho wakakotsira yobva yakuruma tsoka ndo appetite ine leadership yatinayo mukoma kugoridhe variko kumadiamonds variko kufuel industry variko kucommand agriculture variko kuconstruction yemaroads variko kumapharmaceuticals variko kugasi variko vari everywhere mukoma pese pawaenda unozwa kuti ndepamukuru nhingi pano pawauya ndepamukuru nhingi so ndinovati vane appetite yegonzo gonzo hairumire zvinhu izvi nzara renge sina nzara kuda kungonzwa kuti ichi chinoita sei because kubvuta kwavari kuita mukoma hausi urombo kungoda mweya wekuda kuzviunganidzira kungoti ndaanazvo mwari wobva vati what does it profit a man to lose his soul and have the whole world for yourself? I always ask my comrades kuti you are now a multi-millionaire, you are now a billionaire. Moyo wako unonzwa sei next door wako achitadza kutenga mapainkiller ekunyaradza marwadzo ake.
Vanotichipa.
Iwewe uchigona kutengera girlfriend rako flat mtown munomu re 500,000. Moyo wako unonzwa sei?
Vanotichi.
No mukana wedu. Mumwe akandiudza akati Tsenengamu, you made a mistake. Ndikati yei, ndanzino tiri kurova last supper. Waifanira kunge wakangochira mfana wakagara you strategically positioned president Mnangagwa vaikuda waenda kuoffice kwawo anytime you should have used that opportunity kuunganidza ndikati hamundizive. I didn't get into politics to amass everything for myself. Mukoma ndakakura upenyu hwekutambudzika inini. Ndo upenyu hwandakakura. Shungu yangu ndeyekuti ndikawana mukana ndibatsire the next person. Because ndakakura ndichibatsirwa ndichikururirwa hembe nevamwe ndichitengerwa mapatapata kwete bhutsu dzekuendesa kuchikoro ndichiuya sajunior MP ndichiuya kuparliament kunoku ndakapfeka zvese zvandakapfeka kubva kutsoka kusvika kumusoro ndichipiwa nevamwe pachikoro. I could not afford. I was bright, I was intelligent, but my parents were of limited means. Donzo rangu nderekuti how can I use my influence, my position to help the next person? Because if it was not for other people who helped me, I would not be where I am today. So that is what motivates me, which is why I even sacrificed my position, knowing very well kuti mota yakutorwa, salary yakusizwa, chingwa chakutobviswa pamuromo and everything. So first republic mukoma, ne second republic. Ma differences aripa akakura. Vamugabe panataraka kunyara. Vanga vane tumwe tunyadzi twavava natoso. Havaisunga masungirwo akaitwa job zvekugara. Munhu wese achitonyatsoona panapa munhu anofanira kunge ari kunze. He would not do that. Zvino ava vane chimwe chekuti munondiitei. Da kuti mutoona kuti power racho ndinaro endinini pano pandiri kurira. Zvekuti they don't care about what the world will say. But what they forget is power is temporary. Vamugabe ndakavataurira kuti kushungo maiuya kunokavha ma press conference. Ndichavati Vamugabe, you are going to turn from a hero to a zero. Mukaramba muchita zvamuri kuita. Gadzirisai nyaya yesuccession. Muchatadza kuvigwa pahero seka muchinovigwa kwazvimba. Nenyaya yamuri kuita iyi Vamugabe. Timu ya G40 ndikatodza kuti vakomana muchatiza nezvamuri kuita izvi. Whatever. Then vanga vandidzinga. And I'm telling you mukoma kuti I look at President Mnangagwa as one person I supported wholeheartedly. I thought he was going to do right. One of the issues that we pushed tichiti vakapinda vanodhila nayo was corruption. But Mkoma, there is no way you can expect these leaders to deal with corruption. Because even your corruption, even the one to vanezita, renounce corruption.
Okay.
Kunenge ku expect a mosquito kuti not treat a malaria. Ajite. Because chavakapindira mu leadership, we thought kuti they wanted an opportunity to save. They wanted an opportunity to loot and amass wealth for themselves. That's the problem. In terms of corruption, it's now worse. In terms of abuse of human rights, avana job ndiyo avaurira mukata. Zvese zvakaitwa vana more blessings and everything. It's so sad. And I look at President Mnangagwa and I say, I never thought things will come to this. In personal, I never thought. I sacrificed my all. Ndikaisa musoro wangu pa table. Mkoma nguva ya Mugabe munozviziva imi tichita ma press conference mamwe taita ekutiza. Ndokudzai we pakati ngati one day tichidini. Tiine shure yekuti Mnangagwa vakapinda zvataitaurirana navo kuti vachapinda vachigadzirisa. Mukoma taitaurana kuti vachananga kuchamhembe. Apa izvozvi vakananga kumaodzanyemba. Ukatovaudza watova nemhosva, wakutodzingwa mupati, wakuharaswa, kumba kunoumwa nevanhu vane pfuti, vanodini, vanoita sei. Ndakawanda Mukoma for 3 months. Ndichitiza system yemunhu wandakafaitira kuti apinde. Mukoma vana vangu vakapindirwa mumba, door rikaputswa, vakabatwa for an hour, futi dzakaiswa mudenga kudai muna 2020 towards 31st July. I never thought it would come to this. So, if there is anyone who has access to President Mnangagwa now, anokwanisa kusvika kunovaudza, and I'm not kwanzi na Tsenengamu chikara, I don't hate you. I will never hate you. Budai munzira ya muri kufamba nayo. Because zvamuri kuita, muri kudyara. And zvamuri kudyara, munozvikohwa.
Okay.
Kana mukasazvikohwa imi, vari kumashure kwenyu, vanozvikohwa. Hapana Mukoma paunoita zvaunoita zvikazorega kukuvinga. Mitemo yese yamuri kuisa, masystems yese yamuri kuisa in place, muchifunga kuti mune vamuri kufixa, is going to work against you. Vamugabe zvavakaita nezvavaidini zvakavatera in one way or the other. Imimi vaMnangagwa, system yamuri kurodza mazino iyi makatomboitiza mukasvetuka border mukapinda nokuMozambique. This very system. Varume munogona henyu kuramba kudzika paberera makatasva, but advice yangu ndeyekuti bvisai berere renyu iri mazino. Because vanhu vari kukuvhurirai gwanza kuti mudarike hakusi kukudai, kutya berera makatasva. But vari kuziva kuti pamunonosvika seri kwechikomo ndimi munenge mausavi rinotanga futi kukudyai. Look at what ZANU did to its founding members. Ndabaning story. Akunze akaitwa hero. Akaitwa ine ZANU. Akafa opposition. Akatadza kuigwa pa hero zabo. ZANU ya akaumba ari founding president ikamurasa. Vice president wayo was Leopold Takawira. Akafira mjeri 1970. Herbert Chitepo akafira kuZambia, who was the national chairman in 1975. Pobudo zvimwe zvokuti vamwewo mukati vaiva nezvekuita nerufu rwake, we are not sure. Those are just theories. But vanhu vatinoziva ndana ndabaning story. Vakatambuka tingoringa nozani yawe. Vana Edgar Tekere akafa iri opposition, akavigwa pa Heroes Acre pana vaMugabe zveginya neZANU yaakaumba. Vana Inosinkala yakaumbirwa mumba make mu trip 49 kuNew Canaan ku Highfields. Akafa akuituka asisade kuiona, akavigwa pa Heroes Acre pana vaMugabe zveginya Inosinkala. Asi ZANU yakaumbirwa mumba make. Vana anonzi Mudzi kwete Amos Smith. Vana Henry Hamadziripi, vana Mkudzei Mudzi. Henry Hamadziripi akaraswa neZANU kunga asiri yakaiumba. Akango even paakafa nobody cared about him. Mkudzei Mudzi ndiye akafa 2001 if I'm not mistaken. Achifa akapiwa state assisted funeral. Soldier love. Achingoimba chete kuti baba akapiwa provincial hero status akaridzirwa futi 21 Gun salute yengotaura kuti makuru wani master era manyowani akanzi hero but vakaumba ZANU vakafa vachiraswa nayo vamugabe ndivo vakazofa vane BP vakanoibva kumusha kwazvimba iyeyu ED yakambomusvetutsa bhodha but vanokanganwa vanovarairwa varume ava. So now I look at them and say,
okay,
I
want to give you this opportunity as we conclude.
Okay.
What is one or two bad things that you have done for Zimbabweans when you're in ZANU-PF?
Oh, fine.
That if you sit down today and look back, you regret and say to yourself, I wish I had done better.
Yeah. I think you remember the day I launched the Front for Economic Emancipation in Zimbabwe. Ku Wesley. I became emotional when I was saying it, to a point that I broke down. I did not, you see, it just happened. Chakaita out the break it down. I will share this with Zimbabweans. Within vanhu vakanga vauya palonchi pamaikava vakomana vetingoringo vesystima vakanga vakagara ndinotovaziva kuti tinotozivana ndo vanhu vakanga vachindivhima for 3 months dzakanga dzadarika pakusvika kuti kumba kwangu kwakanga kwaenda kwanopwanywa vana vangu vahodwa hostage for an hour and now vakanga vauya kunogara vachiteerera zvandaitaura not in my support but vachiuya kunoita zvavagara vachiita zvandaipembedza zvekushungurudza vanhu veopposition. So when I was in ZANU-PF, I didn't see it as a bad thing. I thought it was normal. I thought kuti those people who got victimized in the system deserved it, because I would look at them ne propaganda yataipiwa sevatengesi. So I then said, now I find myself in the same situation. That's when I started realizing how bad the things that I did in the past were. Because now in the situation, iyoyo. Ndiri muzanu mkoma. Ndiri youth leader. I was a youth chairman mune Ward 26 ku Mount Darwin South. Because the youth chairman were province. Political violence happened under my watch.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. It happened. Ndotenda Mwari kuti hapana apa akafa. Ura hapana ropa rakadeurwa. But vanhu vakarohwa mukoma. It happened under my watch as a ward youth leader.
Wakarovesa vanhu.
I can say that.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Because I was the leader.
Yes.
In one way or the other, I had the power
To stop.
to stop that. But also because there were certain forces dzaivapo unenge uri mu youth, certain things unoita ne command, zvimwe munoita ne overzealousness nei. But inini ndinofarira kutora blame mukoma. I want to take responsibility. Whether vanhu vakaita vatumwa or vasina, all those people who suffered during my time of leadership, I want to take the blame. I want to take responsibility pamberi pe vanhu naMwari and ask genuinely for forgiveness from Zimbabweans. And I think I would have done better. Now I understand much better than zvandaita ndiri mueme. Munenge muchizviona sekunge ndimi mune yese. You see, vamwe vanhu vese havana marights. Imimi ndimi mune marights. Vamwe vese havafaniri kuita kudecide zvavanoda politically. You must tell them what to do. Unofanira kuvaudza pekuvhotera munodii. That was bad. Honestly, that was bad. If I get an opportunity, chekusangana nevamwe vacho, I will ask for forgiveness directly. if I get an opportunity, I can even go to their homes and say, I'm sorry. Also because ndine mazira andakuita Mwari pamanamatiro andakuita. So andivakumbiri kuti vandisupporte or vadini, but because I realize kuti ndakavatadzira, at this moment and in the future when I get an opportunity to go before them, I will ask for forgiveness. And also because of my membership and leadership in ZANU PF, certain bad things happened. And I was complicity in zvinhu zvakaipa izvo zvakadini zvakaitika. So handimiri kumberi kwevanhu as a holy person or as a saint. No. I have my own background, a very bad one. If you choose to look at it that way, I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry, because I also want God to forgive me for all that. But having said all that, I would want to say I'm happy kuti andinango kudeura ropa. Though I oversaw violence, political violence, ichiitika, imwe yataitendera, imwe yataisatendera, imwe yaingoitika, but I take the blame.
Okay, probably on the next program, Tsenengamu, as you go towards the elections, we would want probably to invite you and other opposition political leaders, where we talk about how youth are used to perpetrate violence, and so that they could also see the bad side of it in the near future. Because kana uri mazviri uchizviita, as you have said, haone kuipa kwazvo. But because panenge paina someone akaita sewe akatombopinda mazviri akunyatsoona kuipa kwazvo, probably you can also take this platform to also educate the same people that are also now being used by the people that are occupying the position that you were occupying then. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, maybe Jandinga Taurem Commander Joguti. I will avail myself for the benefit Yevanu and also for the glory of Mari. Mkoma kana ngozi youya aizive chinonzipati. Inouya yakatarisana newe sedunga munhu. Jambanja raunoita, violence yaunoita, vana vevanhu vamuri kuvhotera oro vamuri kuurayira vanhu oro vamuri kurovera vanhu havaiite. Imimi munodiwa kuviolence, vana vemaleaders vanodiwa kuswearing in neinauguration vakapfeka masutu. Manzwa mukoma?
Yeah.
Mhosva dzese dzamakapa. But chikuru chaunosangana nacho kungochemerwa misodzi nevanhu pamusoro pekuita kwako hachisi chinhu chakanaka paupenyu. Kuva nevanhu vanotsutsumwa nekunyunyuta pamusoro pekuita kwako because wapiwa regalia, wapiwa peps, or wapiwa tunonzi chitu doro tumbwa, or tuitkumwiwa tunonzi tumutoriro, kuti udhakwe. Chenyu kubata mbadha nekunorwa vanhu, but chevana vevatungamiri mikana yekuita mabusiness, matenda, migodi, vachipiwa madiplomatic passports. You need to urge my young brothers and sisters, wherever you are, whichever part you are, vakomana takabva neko kumhunga hakunepwa kushandiswa sechinhu chinongoshandiswa kubvisa tsvina. After chashandiswa chinonoraswa, achishandisa haazodi kuchiona. And vacho vanokushandisa vanotoshandisa vachiziva kuti level rako ndere hwahwa, level rako ndere kutumirwa airtime yedola kuti utukirire vamwe vanhu pasocial media. Hausi level rekuimpawiwa kupiwa an opportunity yekuti urarame. Vanokupa chete mukana wekuti ukwanise kuramba uchivakumbira, havadi kukuona uri sustained, uri self sustained, because unenge usisatedzere zvavanoda. So my advice to my young brothers and sisters is desist from being used by political leaders. Ini kana ukanzwa ndichitenda unorova munhu, mhosva ikauya hatipindi tese muchitokisi, unoenda wega. ngozi kana youya haiuyi kumba kwangu, inouya kumba kwenyu. Uye kana ndaa kupinda muhurumende sapresident, imi hamutenderwi nemabodyguards akandikomberedza kusvika pedyo neni nekuti munozivikanwa kuti muri veviolence.
There you heard it from Tsenengamu. Godfrey Tsenengamu is a political commissar. You may differ with him, you may disagree with his political views. You can come to Sly Media so that you can also share with the electorate in a free environment, in a non-violent situation. Godfrey, thank you for sharing your views.
No, ndinotenda ngoma. Also, thank you for the opportunity. Thank you, Zimbabweans, for listening and for following.
There you heard it, and as I've said, this is an open invite to anyone, any Zimbabwean who feel that, no, my story needs to be heard. This is your platform, Sly Media, building bridges. My name is Robert Tafmane. Bye-bye.
With 2023 beckoning and the election frenzy in the country becoming more stronger each day, politicians are increasingly becoming visible, making more and more promises.
Primary education from grade 1 to grade 7 must be provided completely free.
Every village, in 3 years, there will be a ball in Oranane Sola.
patinongopinda chinhu chekutanga kukudzorerai pamakasiyiwa navamugabe. Toda kudzorera maticha kwavaiva kwokuti ticha aizikanwa semunhu aitenga zikoti zihedmaster nenyaya yokuti anga ane udzamu nepicnic.
But are these promises going to be fulfilled? The electorate is pondering on who to vote for in the council, parliamentary, and even presidential election. We bring you the candidate, where we interrogate their plans, their manifestos, their programs, to make sure that we give you information to make a choice on who to vote for. The candidate on Sly Media TV every Wednesday from 6 p.m.